Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Today's topic is going to be the respect in the relationship. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please subscribe. So, the respect in the narcissistic relationship, was it ever there? Did you give respect? Did you receive respect? Do you believe that respect was possible in the relationship? The answer to these questions and many more will be given to you during this video. Now, what is respect? Let's dig into that first. Respect is something when you admire somebody and you give them your time, your patience, your attention. And respect is something that we all need to have for one another, yet many people don't respect other individuals. And when you are talking about a narcissistic individual, there is no respect there. And the reason I say that is because the narcissist believes that they are better than you. They always have, they always will. They're not going to change. Remember, the narcissist in their own minds, they are infallible. They don't make mistakes. There is no accountability. They just brush everything under the rug and continue to demolish relationships. That's why they jump from relationship to relationship, business to business, town to town, city to city, country to country, so on and so on. But there is virtually no respect in the relationship. Now, you may say, well, Andrew, wait a minute, the narcissists, I know there's a lot of respect there. Well, let's be real. That could be a sliver, a breadcrumb of fake respect because perhaps they're trying to extract resources from another individual. Keep in mind, the narcissist sees you as less than them unless you have a lot of resources or resources that they want. That's when they're going to put the mask on and trick you and manipulate you into believing that there's somebody when in fact there's somebody else. Because the narcissist is always on a quest for improving their lifestyle, for improving the way people look at them, for improving their appearance, the perception that others have of the narcissist. And along that path is a long trail of devastation, destruction, manipulation, lack of respect, lack of caring, lack of empathy, lack of insight, lack of virtually anything that doesn't benefit the narcissist. So when you are in the relationship, let's say it's a business relationship. Well, when you first got the job, or let's say you're an employee, you first got the job and your boss turns out to be a narcissist, well, that person probably was sizing you up, figuring out how you could benefit the company most of all, while the whole time having you work on weekends or answer texts or messages at odd hours of the night, or blowing up your vacations or your holidays or your birthdays or special events. Because why? Because the narcissist in that case doesn't have any respect for you or your time. And they know that most likely you need the job, and they know that they'll do anything they possibly can to disrupt or not respect your time in the workplace and or out of the workplace. It's a fact, it's what happens. Not all the time, but if you have a narcissistic coworker or boss, you know what I'm talking about. They're constantly texting you at strange hours. Perhaps even you're ill, you have a sickness and you're recovering. They don't care. They have no respect for you. They never have, they never will. They just want you to be working, and they want you working to the bone. They want you working as much as possible. Why? Because that makes them feel better, that they can control you. It's exactly how they are. Another way of lack of respect, let's say the neighbor. Your neighbor turns out to be a toxic individual or a narcissist. What are they doing? Most likely, one of these things, playing music at all hours, the day or night, maybe even music they don't even like, perhaps parking their car on your property, or perhaps driving over your yard, perhaps leaving trash or litter in their front yard and or their trash cans in strange places, meaning they're not cleanly. Perhaps they throw parties or have events going on at different hours. Perhaps it's the holidays, and I've mentioned this before. Maybe what they do is, instead of putting up the Christmas lights like a individual would do, maybe they go all out and they have so many Christmas lights all over their house. You can see it from outer space. Why? Because they're a narcissist and they need the attention, and they have no respect for you. Why would that not have respect for you? Because perhaps your bedroom window is right outside their house and you can't get sleep at night because it's like nonstop sun 24/7 from all the lights that are blowing through your windows. That's an example. It could happen. It probably does happen. Other examples, a friendship. This is classic. So you have a friend who turns out to be a toxic individual and or narcissist, and what do? They blow up your phone. They call you when they need you, not when it's suitable for you, but they call you, hey, I just need a few minutes of your time. Just stay with me a few minutes. And that few minutes turns into 3 or 4 hours. And what are you doing? You're falling asleep on the phone, you're yawning, you're giving a lot of these things like, yeah, I get it, wow, amazing, oh my gosh, yeah. But you're not tuned in, you're not paying attention, but yet you don't hang up. Why? Because you're listening to them and you're being their sounding board. And this individual is someone who doesn't respect your time. You need to learn how to click and hang up and tune them out of your lives. You need to have boundaries and insulate yourself and protect yourself, because the narcissist doesn't have respect for you. They never have, they never will. Because the narcissist believes they're entitled and that they're better than you and that they can consume your time and all of your resources and your energy. They don't care. They live in the moment, meaning not in a good way. They live to extract resources from you whenever they possibly can. That's why the narcissist is always on the go. They're not sitting still. They're not without their cell phone. There's not a plan. There's not something they have to be going to. There always has to be some kind of confusion and chaos and disruption in the life of the narcissist. Pay attention to this. Why? Here's another example. Well, the reason is because they can't sit still. That's for a whole different video. But notice this one. You made plans with a narcissist, whoever they are. Sibling, it's your sibling. And you said, yeah, let's meet at this restaurant at this time. And you go to the restaurant and you're there. You're there a few minutes early because that's what you're supposed to do. Why? Because you respect your time and you respect their time. And the narcissist doesn't show up for 45 minutes. And you're like, what's going on here? We had plans at this time and you're late. And they're like, oh, something happened. Sorry about that. It slipped my mind, or I was busy, or it was the office, or whatever nonsense excuse they give you. The fact doesn't change that they weren't at the restaurant at the time that you agreed to. What does that mean? Exactly. It means they don't respect you or your time. And they expect you to be sitting around waiting for them. That's exactly what the narcissist expects, for you to respect them when they're not going to respect you whatsoever. It's a romantic relationship. It's your birthday. And you're with the narcissist. Did they ever have a special birthday for you? Absolutely not. Why? Because it's your birthday. And on this one day of the year that's supposed to be about you, they're not going to celebrate that and have a big party and celebrate you. No, they're going to downplay the whole thing. They may even forget it's your birthday. I'm sure that's happened many times. Same thing with your anniversary. Do they pay attention to your anniversary? No. Maybe other holidays like Valentine's Day. Did you get to go out have romantic dinners with the narcissist? Probably not. Why? Because they don't respect anything that doesn't involve them, that doesn't benefit them. This list goes on and on and on. It's so long. The lack of respect from the narcissist, it's so evident once you see who in fact you're dealing with, which is not a healthy individual. The narcissist is a taker. Keep that in mind. They don't want to contribute. Everything with the narcissist is a transaction, and they must get the best of the deal. It's with everything. It's with shopping. It's with stature. It's with status. It's with jobs. It's with appearance. It's with tangible assets. It's with your time. It's with everything. The narcissist doesn't respect anything. And you may say, well, wait a minute. At the workplace, my boss who's the narcissist, their boss, who is not a narcissist, or maybe they are, who knows, but they respect that person. Good point. You know why they appear to respect that person? Because that person is superior, at least in that workplace, and they have a higher title that in fact the narcissist most likely is eyeballing or looking to take from that person, just a matter of time. So do they really respect the boss? Absolutely not. Are they going to make it seem like they do respect the boss? Definitely. How do they do that? They wear a different mask. You see, in the workplace, the narcissist, which is your boss, wears one mask to you, and many times it's removed because they're experiencing rage fits with you, or they're blowing up your phone or blowing you up or giving you huge amounts of work in such a short, limited period of time that you can't accomplish, and you know that, but the narcissist doesn't care because they're bullies and cowards. But however, their boss, who is or isn't a narcissist, doesn't really matter for this example, they will put the game face on, a different mask, and they'll be like, yes, I understand, I'm on it, I'll do my best, you got it, we'll get it done. They're not going to give brushback. Why? Because the person they're talking to, who turns out to be their boss, they have a target on their back too. That's what the narcissist wants. They want that person's job most likely, or at least that person can provide a pay raise for them or whatever, but there's some benefit to them having the boss, whoever the boss is. It's the way it works. You see, the narcissist looks at pecking orders and where you fit on the pecking order. And most people, they believe, are way below them, if not everybody. But in the workplace, they have to play the workplace business games, and they have to toe the company line in certain capacities to make it seem like they're doing their best when in fact they're doing nothing. You're doing all the work. You're getting none of the credit. excuse me, you're getting all the abuse. The narcissist takes all the credit, gets the corner office, a pay raise, promotion, that trip to the Bahamas, and you're sitting there working on Christmas. Get my point? That's how it is. Now, I am not painting a worse picture than real life situations. I'm just letting you know that the narcissist in the workplace is a bully and a coward, and many times they're not nearly as competent as you would think. All they are master manipulators. But getting back on track, does the narcissist respect you? Was there respect in the relationship? No. But in the beginning of your relationship, whether it was romantic or business, friend, neighbor, whomever, remember the narcissist wore a mask and they were manipulating you, making it seem like they were somebody that in fact they weren't. They were somebody different. And as the relationship aged, you began to be devalued, and that's when the real lack of respect appeared. Another example for you, it's a friend, and you take the friend to the airport all the time, and because you can, and you're a nice person, and probably back then you didn't have boundaries, you were a people pleaser, you were a yes person, and you couldn't say the magic word no, which is the strongest word in the English language, but you would do that. You would take them to the airport, maybe you pick them up. Okay, but now it's your turn to get a ride to the airport, and they're nowhere to be found. And by the way, they know that you aren't gonna ask them for the ride, or maybe you already set the arrangement up. They're nowhere to be found, they're gone. Ooh, something came up, sorry, oh, I missed the text, my phone ran out of battery, I'm sorry, I had to do something else. Oh, I couldn't, I just... See, they make up excuses. Why? Because they don't want to help you. They want you to help them and to lift them up. They don't want to be there to help you out. Anything that you ask of the narcissist is a burden. You're expected to fall in line and just take the abuse and be there for them, but in fact, they are not there for you. And it's not until you stand up for yourself and have a boundary and say, hey, what's going on here? Something's not right. I'm doing all these things for you, but you're not helping me out. Boom. There most likely is the end of the relationship. Because why? Because you just called the narcissist out, and they're going to show you exactly how little they respect you. That's when the mask will slip. Believe me when I tell you. And you will hear things you've never heard possible out of another human being's mouth. You will see behaviors you didn't think were possible. You will see the mask slip. It will happen. And I know for many of you it has happened. Drop comments below. The whole point of the video before I close it is there is no respect in a narcissistic relationship. It's just not going to happen. But yet you are expected to respect the narcissist. Guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from beautiful Costa Rica. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great evening. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware, and understand that respect is something that you should have for your fellow human being if they deserve it. And they should have it for you, but it should be a two-way street. Like, you know where you are and you respect each other. When you're with a narcissist, there won't be respect. It's just not going to happen. But remember, the narcissist bends words and situations and relationships the way that benefit them, not the way that benefit you. That's why there isn't and never will be respect in a narcissistic relationship. It's just not going to happen, because they believe they're entitled, they believe they're better than you, and they believe that you are subservient to them. Guys, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. Understand that. You are not alone. You are loved and you are beautiful. Continue to move forward each and every day. God bless you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right, good night.